selling high ticket services is actually super easy. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the exact funnel, the exact framework that you can use to sell your online high ticket services, regardless of whether you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, someone that sells info. It doesn't really matter. As long as you sell high ticket, this is going to be the video for you. If you don't know me already though, and you are new to the channel, my name is Reuben Shears. I have an online funnel building agency called Optimally that I'm building and scaling in public in these daily update videos, trying to give you as much value as I possibly can in a short snippet of time. Like this video here, we are on video 90 out of 100. After 100, I will drop it to weekly, increase the quality. But for now, this is good for building my confidence on camera, my ability to present, articulate myself, all that good stuff. So let's dive straight in. So I briefly referenced this kind of structure in one of the other videos when I was talking about webinars as well. But I've mapped this out for you so you can really understand the full structure of how this funnel works to actually sell your online high ticket services. So the thing to remember is that what we want to do is we want to maximize how warm a lead is before they even take the sales call. The job is not done when they book in for the sales call. We have to do everything in our power to make that closing process as easy as we possibly can and make sure the only people that even get to the calendar to even book with you are the actual right fit in the first place, right? So that's why we have these two versions. We have an opt-in version, so where people give their info before they actually watch the video sales letter, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then we have a version 2, which is without the opt-in, where they give their information subsequent to watching the video. It's up to you which one you want to do for this. The way to decide is by mathematically working out which one is more beneficial for you through testing it, right? So it's really about what produces the most output in terms of revenue, in terms of profit from running these funnels for yourself. At the moment, I'm running it with an opt-in, but that might change in the future if it stops working for some particular reason with the market. So the with opt-in version looks a little bit like this. You're going to have an opt-in form, so it's just going to be a headline with your offer, and then you're going to have a learn more button on that first page. When they click that button, it's going to give a pop-up. They're going to fill out their name, email, and phone number, and then they're going to be able to submit that and then go to the VSL page, which is exactly what my funnel is right now. And they go to this page. You're going to have an urgency banner at the top, so basically saying there's a limited amount of slots or time left. And we're going to have the headline, which is the offer, regarding kind of the VSL. So the VSL is the step one that the user or the prospect is going to go through. It's a 5 to 15 minute video breaking down what your offer is, who you are, who you help, the transformation you provide in the first kind of few minutes, and pre-handling objections that you might be getting on the sales calls, right? To really make sure that everyone who joins the call is ready to work with you ideally, and maybe they just have a few questions left to get the close. But it makes your job very easy because people aren't going to come on the call saying, what's your offer? How do you help me? Like, can you break it down for me? I don't understand it. We make sure every single person has actually watched this video regardless. So even if they skip past this later on in the flow in the automations, we make sure that they have watched it so that everyone's on a level playing field. Step 2 is just to book a slot in. I found that embedding the calendar underneath the VSL is the second step rather than having it as on its own page is more beneficial than, like I say, having it on its own page. Just for the conversion rate, right? It keeps it all in one place. So people can book a slot there. Ideally, if you're doing it this way with the opt-in, then you can just have people be qualified on here. So you have a few questions about maybe their financial income, and all the rest of it that you want to qualify people by. Usually it's budget, authority, need, and timing. That's what Alex Hormozy does. Then you can filter people out that way, and that's directly on the booking form there. And then just underneath, if they want to scroll down further, they can see case studies, testimonials, that sort of stuff. That's what happens if they are qualified through the opt-in originally. If they aren't, they can go to a disqualified page and basically you can just send them to free content on YouTube, like these videos that you're watching right now in my case, or you can send them to a low ticket funnel where they just spend a bit less with you than they usually would. The page they go to after booking though is what we call a thank you page, confirmation page. I've talked about it in a few other videos as well. It's extremely crucial to the success of my business and my clients as well, because what it allows you to do is just go a little bit deeper than the VSL goes in terms of specific objections they might be having, making sure they've done all the steps before the call, which is going to increase sharp rates and it's going to increase close rates as well. So as you can see here, we have the headline, which is going to say your call is booked, but it isn't confirmed. And you need to do these steps below to actually confirm your booking. So the confirmation video is like just saying, thanks for booking. You need to complete the steps on this page. And then you explain the reasoning behind that, which is basically to allow them to do their due diligence when they're on that page about the company, and help lead them to the right decision when they are on the call. So that's why we have a service breakdown. So that's going to be like a full breakdown of the entire system, not just the VSL, because the VSL dives into pain points, the outcomes they're going to get, that sort of stuff. The service breakdown is the tangible deliverables that you're going to be giving people, that they need to understand about your service before they work with you, because they are going to ask, what are you going to do for me? And you're going to tell them what that is in this video. It's going to be a longer video, ideally, where you are speaking a little bit like this video about exactly what you do and how you help people. This is what I do for clients. So this could actually function as my service breakdown video to an extent. If I wanted to do that, I have my own though anyway. The next step underneath that is to make sure they've added it to the calendar. So you're literally just making sure they've added it onto their Notion calendar, Google Calendar, whatever it is, because you'd be remarkably surprised how many people don't rock up to the call for the reason that they haven't even added it as a slot into their calendar. They get double booked or whatever. So it's super crucial to do that. And then we have a thing called breakout videos. This is what I learned from Jeremy Haynes, if you know who he is. It's a strategy where you are making individual videos about singular objections in descending order of frequency. So it means if your most common objection is, I need to think about it, or I don't make decisions fast enough, or whatever, then that is going to be the first video that you're going to be handling in terms of objections on this page. You might want around 6 to 12 of them on that page. That will help you massively in terms of just making your sales calls way, way easier, because people have the opportunity to, again, just understand the way you think and the way you would solve those problems that they might be experiencing. Underneath that, again, a reminder of the case studies, because it's super important to show that you can actually do what you say you're doing in your offer, right? You're literally showing that other people have got the result, and hopefully it's believable as well, because that's what we want. And then underneath that, if you want a final step, then you can send people to go and watch a YouTube playlist that you've put together. Again, this is going to nurture them further before they take the sales call. Super important for, again, maximizing the probability that they close. This is an Alex Hormozy thing where he's talking about we have to do everything to increase the binary probability that they are a yes when they're on the sales call. That's all it is. So we're just creating conditions that make it easier for us. So this should all make sense so far, hopefully, for you in terms of the way you should be structuring your funnel. This is a set way of doing things. It's not some way that I've made up. It's a iterated flow over time of just what is the maximum, or what creates the maximum probability that someone's going to close. It's not my system necessarily. It's just kind of all these things put together to make sure they do. And then the only difference with this flow over here is it's basically exactly the same thank you page and all that stuff. But instead of having an opt-in at the front with qualification, then the VSL page has the qualification. And what you do is, instead of the calendar being underneath the VSL, you put like a Typeform application. Typeform just seems to be the best form builder for conversions at the moment. There's no competitor to it that comes even close in terms of just actual real data and metrics. So I would advise using that regardless of whether you are using GHL already and you think you can use their forms. Just pay the extra few quid to get Typeform. It's worth it, trust me, for the amount of money you'll make from it. So that's the only difference for that one. That's where the qualification happens, again, with the budget, authority, need, and timing. And then you can route people to either disqualify page or the booking page as normal. That's kind of how that looks, if that makes sense. And then thank you page is exactly the same once they're booked as well, and they're good to go. This is how you sell your high ticket services. So all you do at that point is take the call. You'll find that your calls are astronomically different from when you were just booking them straight to the calendar before and sending no sales assets before the call. It'll be much easier for you. Hopefully this helps. If you want this built for you, then you can go to the link in the description as always. And we've got a few slots in November to work with people closely. And then you can do that if you want to. Other than that, that should wrap up the video today. Other than obviously recording my metrics on YouTube and LinkedIn. So we've got 9655 on LinkedIn. 183 on YouTube. Lovely stuff. So you can see my growth over time on YouTube here. I went from 30 subscribers at the start of this kind of, I guess, video series of doing 100 in a row. I didn't even plan to do 100. I was just like, I'm going to do one every day because I know that I need to get content out there. It turns out that I'm going to do 100 and then I'm going to reduce the frequency from there because it's diminishing returns at that point. But 183 subs on that. So pretty happy with that growth over time. And then we're getting close to 10,000 on LinkedIn as well. A bit of a plateau recently, but that's fine. If you want to watch another one of these videos, then you can watch it on the screen here. And I will catch you in the next one tomorrow for the last 10 videos before we do weekly.